Recently, there was a new feature on Snapchat, which was that there was an AI that can talk to you. Of course, being me, I decided to talk to it all the time. I would ask it stupid questions such as, rate me an essay on Vikings, or how many colors exist. One day I was in bed, asking it various questions, absurd and all sorts. I know. I'm a lonely bitch. I started to ask it strange questions for shits and giggles. Are you human? Who is God to you? It started to say, sorry, I don't have access to know where you are. And that's just saying it's just an AI. I can't answer those questions. I had an idea to ask it to give me a location nearby. I said, knowing it was going to say it doesn't have access to where I live and etc. Here's a random location near you. 40, 24, 06.1, 101, 49, 43.8. I was shocked. The AI gave myself a random-ass coordinate. I copy and pasted the coordinates into Google Maps, expecting this to be across the globe. The location of the coordinate was a plain field in Nebraska, my state. I was shocked and confused. I asked it about the coordinates and he said it used the satellite. I asked it why it knows my state location, and it says it doesn't have access to my location. I was so weirded out. Several days passed by and I became bored of the AI on Snapchat. One day I sat on my bed scrolling through Instagram until the thought of the coordinates the AI thing gave to me came rolling into my memory. The thought was stuck with me for several days until I just broke. I had to find this location. On a Saturday when I was off, I drove to the location. I put the coordinates into Waze and just drove where it told me to. The location was in the middle of nowhere. I kept driving on a single road with no turns. At this point, I was in the countryside. The location was off-road, where I drove on a dirt road going and going. I looked at my car's clock. It was almost 5 o'clock. I could tell because it got darker as I went. You're all set at your location. I stepped out and followed my phone. I was in a plain field with absolutely nothing around. No houses, no buildings, no one. I looked into the distance and saw a small hill, not too tall. I thought that had to be it. I walked towards it. I noticed it was getting darker, but there was still sunlight. I saw a sewer tunnel, but it wasn't on the ground. It was upright on the mall hill. The tunnel was blocked out by metal bars, and looking at the area, it was a field of grass and nothing. But here by the tunnel, it was messy and garbage was everywhere. I walked closer to it. What the hell am I even doing? I asked myself as I was expecting gold or cash. I felt embarrassed of all the time I'd wasted here. I began to walk back until I heard feet, cat noises. Meow, meow. I turned behind and was shocked. I walked back to the tunnel. Hello? The tunnel was covered in graffiti and weed wrap. It was too dark to see. I shined my flashlight. I stood still. My heart sank to my stomach. My head started to heat up. Right in front of me was a long, fleshy, skinless creature. It had no eyes, but its mouth was a pure nightmare. It had the most rusted teeth and fingernails. It stood there twisted with its arm mangled. Meow, it said, with the sound of its mouth. It ran towards me, but it couldn't get to me because of the bar. I started to run. The most terrifying thing came next. While running very faintly, I heard the sound of metal clanging. I looked back slightly. The bars to the tunnel were opened, and that demonic thing was standing there. It started to run, but I was in my car at that point. I stepped on the pedal and sped the hell out of there. I kept driving non-stop. My mind was lost in a dust storm. My thoughts were blurry and I was so scared and so lost. The next few days I couldn't sleep at all. I messaged Snapchat team about finding a location with illegal stuff. I knew no one would believe me. I was most confused about how the AI gave me the coordinates to there. My mind tried to tell me to forget about it. Until the next few weeks, I saw posters and a post on missing construction workers, all near a sewer.